Alright, so I'm just making a quick video, a follow-up video in regards to the Wisconsin-Michigan game today. I made a video earlier today. I had been documenting a little bit all week in regards to this game. I made a video just before the game. I said I think Michigan has a better chance to win than Wisconsin. And this is the type of stuff that I'm talking about. A lot of people, they want to know who's going to win the game, and even if I would have got this wrong, it really doesn't matter to me. The point that I'm trying to show is that these games are scripted. I don't really care who wins. That would be amazing if we could figure out every single time who's going to win. But I'm not making videos about sports because I want to bet on it. I'm not making not making videos to try to make other people money. I'm solely making these videos to show you how scripted our world truly is. And, sports is a great way to do that. You show people that these games are rigged, to quit spending their money on this, to quit believing the lies that are in the media. I mean, really, hopefully, by what I'm showing, eventually, we can get enough people to understand the world for what it is right now. And eventually, maybe we could have real sports leagues again. But literally all sports are like the WWE, and they're all here just to keep people entertained and keep people away from other things that are truly going on in the world, and, just to keep people slaves. So anyway, if you don't believe me, like I said, whether I was right or wrong, that doesn't matter. This game was scripted. The things that I talked about in this video happened in the game. And, a couple weeks ago, or last week, I had thought Wisconsin was going to lose to Michigan State. Wisconsin actually beat Michigan State, but everything that I talked about in my posts or whatever was all about exactly what happened in the game. And the same thing happened this week. I just happened to get the pick right. But the scripting was still there, Sometimes you just read the scripting wrong. So anyway, you can go watch that video for yourself. It's not very long. I talk a lot about the number 46 and how ESPN.com was showing us a whole bunch of 46 stuff before the game. And even number 47 on Wisconsin, he went out and he played 46 games. The headline on ESPN said he'll be out several weeks, and they highlighted several weeks that equals 46. I even talked about J.J. Watt and how he used to play for Wisconsin, and he got injured after winning 46 games in the NFL. And if you write out the word Michigan in gematria, it equals 46. And if you don't understand what I'm talking about, I'll leave a link in the description of how to gematria. But all of these things came back up in the game. So, like I said, I wanted to make this video real short, just a quick follow-up. I also talked about Kenny Allen, the Michigan field goal kicker and punter, and I talked about how he's number 91, and today is October 1st, the day that leaves 91 days in the year. And I've honestly never seen the number in very many instances be a positive thing. I always talk about how it's a death or elimination type number. I've talked about it since clear back to last year when Cameron Wake of the Miami Dolphins tore his Achilles tendon. He wore number 91. Pearson de Mornay L or whatever, the Nebraska player who supposedly got hurt, his name equals 91. There was all kinds of 91 that synced up to bad things last year, and it seems to be following still. So, in the previous video, I talked about Kenny Allen, number 91, and I also talked about the death of Sam Foltz and Mike Sadler and how everything this year seems to be focused on field goal kicking and punts. So then, of course, in this game here, Kenny Allen comes out and he misses a 31-yard field goal. Nobody should be missing that. In college, pro, you shouldn't be missing a 31-yard field goal. It looked to me really obvious that he was trying to miss it, but anyway, right before this, he misses the 31-yard field goal. This guy stops the play, number 31. They zoom in on him. Then the camera angle's even kind of weird, and all of a sudden he kicks it, and he misses his 31-yard field goal. He also missed another field goal in the game. So then they took him out and they put in their rookie field goal kicker. So he's number 91. He gets eliminated from kicking field goals. And in regards to 31, that I also mentioned a bit in the video, there was a guy on ESPN that said the key number is 31, and there was a little article about it. And he was talking about the time of possession, and Michigan and Wisconsin were both undefeated with their coaches if they possessed the ball for 31 minutes. And of course, in this game, Michigan had the ball for over 31 minutes, and Wisconsin didn't. The game also really came down to defense. That was a big emphasis of the game. Defense in Gematria equals 31. I was going to mention that in the last video, and I forgot, but anyway, if you watch this game, or if you haven't watched it, go back and watch it. The whole game, they emphasized Kenny Allen a ton of times. They even joked about last year when he dropped the punt and Michigan State ended up beating Michigan. They even talked about when he punted the ball once, he almost missed the ball. There was even a play with 2:22 left in the second quarter, and Michigan kept getting penalties, false starts, on their punt. They were really, really emphasizing the punts and the kicks and Kenny Allen. On one of them, it was even number 44 for Michigan who jumped false start or whatever. Wisconsin equals 44. Their coach's name equals 44. I talked about how Bart Houston lost his starting position after completing 44 passes. Wisconsin's field goal kicker had a season-ending injury after completing 44 career field goals. Also, Vince Beagle, the Wisconsin defense guy, he's out for several weeks or whatever. He had played 46 games and he had a sack in 44 of them before he's out. He's number 47. He goes out on a date numerology of 47. I also mentioned how Jim Harbaugh was going for his 44th career college football win. So it was fitting for him to beat Wisconsin since they equal 44. Wisconsin's coach Paul Chryst also became 14-4. And if you write out the word 44, it equals 144. So fitting for him to lose as well. Michigan's kicker, I even talked about how last week he had one punt for 44 yards. And then this week he does terrible in the game. But anyway, in regards to 46. So this guy, the Michigan's kicker, punter, he went into the game he was 4-6 on field goals. Also, the big game-changing play was a 46-yard touchdown. No lie. It was a 64-yard drive. They threw a 46-yard touchdown pass to Darboh. Amara Darboh equals 46 the small way in Gematria. Michigan equals 46. He scores the 14th point on a 46-yard pass, or the 13th point. He also wears number 82. His name, the big way, equals 82. That seems to happen all the time. The guy who replaced Kenny Allen, number 41, Ryan Tice. Ryan Tice equals 41. He wears number 41. Kenny Allen equals 41. If you write out just Allen, Allen equals 44. At the very end of the game, too, Michigan also intercepted the ball, and it was on the 46-yard line. And then they drove it down to the 44, and they called their final timeout with 44 seconds left on the 44-yard line. So the final play of the game that Harbaugh got his 44th win it started with 44 seconds left on the 44-yard line. Wisconsin equals 44. I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous. Wisconsin had one interception of the game for 46-yard return. Also, the halftime stats. I looked up the halftime stats. When they showed them, I was like, yeah, there's no way Michigan's going to lose this game. Look at Wisconsin had 64 passing yards and 98 total yards. If you write out Michigan Wolverines the small way, it equals 98. Jim Harbaugh equals 98. Lupercalia, the Roman festival where they celebrate and sacrifice the wolf, equals 98. It's been very, very special this year. It was special last year as well, but we just had Kevin Garnett retire. Kevin Garnett, the first teen wolf. But anyway, Lupercalia equals 98. Lupercalia, the small way, also equals 44. It begins on the 44th day of the year. Just wanted to throw some 98 stuff in there. It's all connected to Michigan. Tom Brady equals 98. He became the starter in 98. In the Super Bowl that one year, they had the Snickers commercial, the Brady Bunch Snickers commercial. Snickers equals 98. Brady Bunch equals 98. Also, Michigan equals 64. Something I didn't talk about in the previous video was the number 172, but it had a connection to the Patriots and J.J. Watt and whatnot, but the total yards for Michigan at halftime was 172. And if you wrote out the word 27, it equals 46 and 172. And I talked about how J.J. Watt went out against the Patriots, Tom Brady's team, and the score was 27-0. J.J. Watt is 27 years old. And honestly, if you know what I'm talking about and you know the system that is being used, when you watch the game, they leave you clues all throughout the game. The announcers are always leaving clues. They're zooming in on certain numbers, telling you what's going to happen next. And in this game, I just so happened to notice they brought up, the announcers asked the viewers, when was the last time that Wisconsin beat two top 10 teams? And I actually knew that it was 1962 just from researching, because I've talked about the 63 being good for Wisconsin this year. Or I thought it was bad, but it turned out to be good. Check out my Michigan State versus Wisconsin video. I talk a lot about the numbers 63 and 36. But anyway, they tell us it was 1962, and then the one announcer goes, if they would have beat USC in the Rose Bowl, it would have been 3, but they didn't. It was very obvious they were telling you that Michigan was going to win. They weren't going to beat 3 top 10 teams. They do this constantly. I'm telling you, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, just learn this system and literally pay attention to the games. It's very, very obvious when you watch them. I mean, I even just watched the end of the Clemson game. The game that, he went out of bounds with 33 seconds left. Clemson is orange. Orange equals 33. They're all about the 33 Clemson is. They even had 42 points, like Freemason. 33, the highest degree. But anyway, I'm going to end it here. Just wanted to make a real quick follow-up video. Just everything I talked about in the previous video came back up in this game. It always seems to happen whether I get the pick right or wrong. And that's the whole point. I'm showing you there's a script. I'm not showing you that I'm right every single time, because I don't always know exactly the meaning of every number. But like 44 a lot of times is the kill number, but not always, Sometimes today it was the opposite of what you would think, because Wisconsin equaled 44. But regardless, if you know gematria and, the coding of numbers into words, all you got to do is look up a team. I guarantee you'll see that number all the time in their games. Wisconsin is all about 44. Look up their stats. Everything about them, there's 44 all around them. Michigan equals 46 and 64. You see 46 and 64 a whole lot around Michigan. But whatever, we're going to leave it at that. Have a good one.